What's next?
All right. Tristan says, John, true or false, the Odyssey will be Nolan's highest grossing movie of his career.
What's the box office on The Dark Knight?
And The Dark Knight, and they're both over $1 billion, I believe.
Yeah, so at least one of them, they're not in the 1.4 or 1.5 billion dollar range, I don't think.
Close to the
Here's
edge.
the thing. You just had Christopher Nolan do Oppenheimer, a movie that on paper you wouldn't think would make more than like $300 million at the box office. And it came really kissing cousin just the tip close to the $1 billion mark. It came real close to the $1 billion mark, like 900 and some odd million dollars. You do something like the Odyssey.
Has to be 1.1.
That's what the Dark Knight was?
Right. No, Dark Knight Rises made the most. It was 1.1.
1.1. So you're talking about needing to make like 1.15, 1.19, 1.2, something like that. Okay, so a movie like Oppenheimer came razor thin close to joining the $1 billion club. Now you got Odyssey, which not everybody knows the story of Odyssey. Everybody's heard of the Odyssey. Not everybody had heard of Oppenheimer.
I see Oppenheimer.
Education system and whatnot. Oppenheimer. So, and on top of that, the whole nature of Odyssey, fantasy, like adventure, lore. And by the way, I saw the new teaser trailer. I don't know if you got that. I sent that to you yesterday.
It wasn't there.
Oh, it was gone by the time?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got to see the new teaser trailer, and it is truly just a tease, but you get to see some John Bernthal and Tom Holland talking about his father and talking about Odysseus and all. So you have, by its very nature, a much more crowd-appealing, crowd-pleasing kind of nature of a story with the Odyssey, with the fact that it's Christopher Nolan, with the fact that it's got Tom Holland and Matt Damon and John Bernthal and Lupita Nyong'o and Anne Hathaway and on and on and on and on. If Oppenheimer just made 900 plus, why wouldn't I believe that the Odyssey by Christopher Nolan couldn't make 300,000 more and hit that 1.2 billion? I'm going to say true. Oppenheimer will be the biggest box office hit of Christopher Nolan's career. Rob, what about you?
I just don't see it outgrossing Batman. You know, only because that's a tough nut.
It is a tough one.
And I'll tell you this. I think part of the reason that I see this movie. Look, if this movie's incredible, like if it's the most, and who's to say, you know, don't bet against Chrissy N because he doesn't miss. But it's like
Chrissy N.
I don't know why I said that.
Chrissy N.
Don't ever repeat that again. Don't ever repeat that. But I think though that because it's about antiquity, you know, there's a lot of people that just it puts them off. Oh, it's old. You know, it's even Gladiator 2.
But that's how they look at Oppenheimer too.
I guess so, but Oppenheimer I don't know. I just the movie has to be really, really great. I just don't think it's going to outgross The Dark Knight.
See, here's what I would challenge you though. Okay, so for a second, instead of looking at the movie, instead of thinking about whether it can top Batman,
yeah,
think of it in these terms: can it top 1.1 billion? And to me, I think it can.
I think it could if it's. I just think the subject matter. I think there's a lot of people, especially maybe younger people, that might be put off about the time frame that it takes place in. I could see that being a sword and sandal epic, even though it truly is one of the oldest, one of the most famous stories of all of civilization. Really,
yeah.
I mean, I grew up with the Odyssey and the Iliad. I mean, if they're like Christopher Nolan's sequel to Troy, you know, if they say like, hey, you know, this is it's, I can't wait for this movie, but I just don't think it's gonna. I see it dropping in somewhere between Dunkirk and Oppenheimer.
All right,
so like 750 maybe.
Yeah, I could see that because, like, you know, 750, 800 million. I think it's going to do very well.
Right. You just don't think it's going to be his biggest film.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be his biggest movie.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.